All right, welcome to 5.5. We're going to be converting from slope intercept into standard form. Now, standard form, unfortunately, has rules, and not everyone agrees on every one of these rules, which is also annoying, but we're going to go over that today. All right, so we've already learned how to go from what looks like standard form to slope intercept. So let's do that. All right, slope intercept is y by itself. So we have negative 6x. You would add 6x to both sides. 3y equals 6x plus 24. Divide both entire sides by 3. Distributive property of division, y equals 2x plus 8. Over here, we're subtracting 2x from both sides because it's 2x minus 2x is 0. We're realizing also that we're going to write the negative 2x first because we want mx plus b form, minus 15. Then we're going to divide both entire sides by 5. And we're going to write y equals negative 2/5 x. And I'm sloppy here, minus 3. Now, so that's what we learned in the last lesson. Now, standard form. All right, ax plus by equals c. Everyone agrees that number 2 is in standard form. But a lot of people do not like a negative a there. So a lot of people would say number 1 is not in standard form. And we're going to go over that today. Okay. All right, so which one of these equations is equivalent to this, right? We'll be doing that conversion. So here are the rules. So we're going to need to get from this into ax plus by equals c. We need, so what's, right, to get in slope intercept, you need y by itself on one side of the equal sign. Now for this one, the key is we need ax and by, ax and y on the same side and the constant on the other side of the equal sign. So how are we going to do that? We have to get this over there. So what do? Do that. Right, so we're going to add 4x to both sides. And again, remember we want ax plus by. So we're not going to write y plus 4x. We're going to write 4x plus y. Commutative property says that you can add things in any order. And so 4x plus y equals 7. And that's in standard form. That one was easy enough. Let's try another one. All right. You subtract 5x from both sides. And what do we get? We get negative 5x plus y equals negative 12. All right, and we're going to talk about that on another screen. Okay, but that is ax plus, that's definitely an ax plus by equals c form. Okay, now there are rules for standard form. Everyone agrees on this rule. All right, there is no dispute about this, that the coefficients of x and y, in other words, the a and the b, have to be whole numbers or integers. Everyone, all right, let me say integers. They have to be integers, no fractions or decimals there. All right. So let's look at this one. So let's add 2/3 x to both sides. Yeah, we're going to clear the fraction second here, okay? And we're going to get 2/3 x plus y equals 5. Now, could you have cleared the fraction first? Yes, but I think it's going to be a little easier to do it this way. So then we have to multiply everything by what? Do that. Well, hopefully you're multiplying everything by 3, and that means both entire sides have to be multiplied by 3. So this cancels out. You get 2x plus 3y equals 15. And now that's in ax with a as an integer, by where b is an integer equals c. C can be anything, but in this case it was an integer. All right, let's do that again. So we're going to subtract 1/4 x from both sides. We're going to put the x first, just so because we know where we're headed. Negative 1/4 x plus y equals negative 3. We're going to clear our fraction by multiplying everything by 4 here. Okay, I'm going to do it by 4, but in the next screen I'm going to do something a little different. All right, so we're going to cancel those, and we're going to get negative x plus 4y equals 12. Okay. All right, so this is a typical question on the test. All right, it's multiple choice. You got to figure out which one of these, all right, which one of the 4 on the bottom matches the original one. Now you could change each of the four ones on the bottom and see which one matches the top, but that would be the slow way. The fast way would be to add 2/5 x to both sides. You get 2/5 x plus y equals negative 7. We're going to clear our fraction by multiplying everything by 5. Those cancel. 2x plus 5y equals negative 35. I'm looking at A. All right. Okay. All right. So sometimes you are going to have a requirement that A, for whatever reason, cannot be negative. It has to be non-negative. And so we have a trick to make that happen. So let's see that. All right, so the first thing you do, right, we have to get it in ax plus by equals c. We only care about that a. A can't be a negative. Okay. So we're going to subtract x from both sides, and you get minus x plus y equals negative 4. We don't care about this negative 4 over there, but we do care, some people care that this is not negative. So how could we change everything to a positive? Well, we could do a lot of things. You could divide everything by negative 1. We could do that. That will work. All right, but I'm going to multiply everything by negative 1. Let's see if that works. So negative 1 times negative x, positive x. Negative 1 times y, minus y. Negative 1 times negative 4, 4. Yeah, so these are the exact same equation for all values of x and y, but some people feel that it should be x minus y equals 4 rather than negative x plus y equals negative 4. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Let's apply what we just learned to this next one. So we're going to subtract 1/2 x from both sides. We're going to write negative 1/2 x plus y equals 9. Now, what could we multiply by that will take care of the two things we need this time? All right, what could we do? Right, we got to get rid of this 2 and we got to get rid of this negative. What could we do that would do both things simultaneously? Hopefully multiplying by negative 2 is coming to mind, right? Because the negative part of that will turn that into a positive. The 2 will cancel that out and we will get x. So we have to multiply, if we multiply one thing by negative 2, both entire sides have to get multiplied by negative 2. And so this becomes x minus 2y, negative 2 times y, negative 2 times 9, negative 18. And that everyone agrees that is in standard form. Okay. So let's look here. So we're going to subtract 4/7 x from both sides. Negative 4/7 x plus y equals negative 2. Now, let's try multiplying. We have some of them start with negative 4x, some start with 4x, right? Truthfully, it could even be that one, but I don't think so. Oh no, because we're going to have a negative 4 in front of x, so we know it's not that one. All right, so I'm going to multiply everything by negative 7 and see what happens here. So the negative 7 and that negative 7 cancel. You get 4x. So it's looking like it might be one of those. Minus 7y, because it's negative 7 times y equals, minus 14. Uh-oh. Are all of them wrong? Did Mr. Ben make a mistake? Oh no, because it's negative 7 times negative 2, it's positive 14. There you go. And so it is C. All right. All right. All right, so when are the x and y intercepts, right? So now, you could make that into standard form, but you don't need to. Remember, this technique of finding the intercepts, right? The y-intercept, well, what's the y-intercept? Well, that's in slope intercept, right? Y is by itself. So what's the y-intercept? So that's 0, -5. All right, but what this screen is about is that you could do the x-intercept technique right with that equation. So let's see, to find an x-intercept, you make y equal to 0, okay? -1/2 x minus 5. So we're going to add, right, this is not what we've been doing. We're just adding this on because this lesson is easy. All right, so we're adding 5 to both sides. 5 equals -1/2 x. So we're going to multiply both sides by -2 to cancel all that. And so -10 equals x, so the x-intercept is -10, 0. All right. You can always find the intercepts. It doesn't matter what form it's in, right? When it's in slope intercept, you get to just look there, right? Instead of, right, you could have made x equal to 0. You know, that would have worked, and you just get the same thing, all right? Okay, practice. All right, so you're doing all of those. Oops. All right, and we're checking, is that positive? Yes. There's no fractions there, there's no negatives, there's no fractions anywhere, there's no negatives there. No fraction, I should say it correctly. No fractions in the coefficients of x and y, and no negative there. All right, so I've got both a fraction and a negative there. So let's get rid of both of them by multiplying by -3. That all cancels, becomes x. X minus 3y equals +12. All right, we got a negative fraction there, so let's multiply both entire sides by -3. That cancels, and I get +4x minus 3y equals -15. All right. Ooh, look at this. Now, this one is not in slope intercept, right? These other ones started with y by itself. All right, so what do you do here? You got to get x and y on the same side. So what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to subtract y from both sides, and then I get -3 and -3/5 x minus y equals 0, all right? Well, I should write it out the long way. I'm trying to do two things at once. -8 might equal 0. And you could have done this at the same step. Then you add 8 to both sides, right? And now, let me just, because I'm going to run out of room, all right? So you get this, right? You add 8 to both sides. I'll do it up there, all right? And you get that. All right, so that's still not standard form. We got to multiply both sides by -5 to get rid of both the fraction and the negative, and so we get 3x plus 5y, -5 times -y, equals -40. It is allowed to have a negative over there for c in ax plus by equals c. Okay. Subtract 3/5 x from both sides. -3/5 x plus y equals 2. Multiply both entire sides by -5. 3x minus 5y equals -10. And that's this one, D. Find the x and y intercepts, right? It doesn't say convert it to standard form, all right? So the y-intercept is already there, 0, 6. So I don't have to do any work. The x-intercept is make y equal to 0. For every x-intercept, the y-coordinate is 0. And I solve this, right? So we're doing something different in the same lesson. We're subtracting 6 from both sides. We're multiplying both sides by 3 to clear the fraction. And we're getting -18 equals x, and the x-intercept is -18, 0. Those are the intercepts. All right, good luck on your homework.